Dread it, run from it, destiny still arise. I am live here for NFL Week 1 2018 analysis, that is right, analysis, and I am here with Voch Lombardi, YouTube football film analyst, also diz and dives into a little bit of predictions as well. I'm going to get some predictions out of him. He doesn't like to make a lot of predictions. I'm going to get those predictions out of him. Voch Lombardi, what's going on over there?
Bunk bed MJ, what's cracking like it, famo? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem at all. Voch's channel will be down in the description box below if you want to check that out. He's a great YouTuber here, and he continues to grow as well, so make sure you go and support him. Again, channel link will be down in the description box below. So with that said, let us start this by talking about some topics, and then we will open it up to the fans later for some discussion there. Let's start with quarterback Patrick Mahomes. You were a fan of Patrick Mahomes coming out of the 2017 NFL draft. He was my number 2 quarterback. I had Mitchell Trubisky number 1, and he burst onto the scene in week 1, throwing for 4 touchdowns. He was showing a lot of his arsenal, a lot of his arm strength. What did you see from Patrick Mahomes? Is he legit? Should Chiefs fans be getting excited? Should NFL fans be getting excited about Mr. Mahomes?
First and foremost, man, I never want to pat myself on the back. I don't ever want to be told you so guy. I don't think I get enough credit for my quarterback talk, man. Pat Mahomes, my QB1, when I looked at him, I said, man, like he's magical, he's accurate, but his mechanics are trash. If he can fix those just a little bit, I can see the timing, I can see the accuracy, I can see the big arm. The arm is ridiculous. We see that in the highlights and whatnot. We can get this top tier type cat. I mean, he got the physical tools. He just got to get it up here, and that comes with time. It helps that you got a guy like Andy Reid and Tyreek Hill's over there, Kareem Hunt's behind you, Travis Kelce to dump off if you need to, and he sat behind Alex for a year. So I think Pat is in perfect position to walk smooth into the situation and lay hands on people. Sure, Chiefs fans, get excited about young Pat Mahomes. I mean, they traded up to get him, spent the money. They got him now. Enjoy the fruits of your gamble. I mean, Joey didn't play, Jason Verrett didn't play, but that's still a solid team, man. That's a solid team. That's a solid defense to go up against, man. I'm excited about Pat. A lot more deep balls to go, especially if he's in your fantasy team, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We already saw that huge deep ball to Tyreek Hill, and I believe either the second or third preseason game. And I like what I saw from Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I still want to see consistent production there. I want to see if he can remain a little bit level-headed in Andy Reid's offense. Andy Reid is not a guy that really likes his quarterbacks to go off script a lot, and Mahomes was very reserved for his standards week 1. I want to see if that continues as things get a little bit difficult. Let's say his teams start throwing pressure at him. Is he going to go back to his roots, maybe throw some more interceptions, get into some more trouble? But I definitely like what I saw. You can see the upside there is absolutely ridiculous. And again, their offense right now, Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins, he didn't do much week 1. But if he can return to his Buffalo Bills form, let's say his rookie form or sophomore form, then all of a sudden you're talking about, to me, a Super Bowl contender, not only this year, but years to come. We're looking for potential teams to take the throne away from the Patriots whenever Tom Brady finally exits. Now I'm already looking. I know it's only week 1 after week 1. I'm already looking at the Chiefs saying, okay, if they can keep this core, it's a young core, all of a sudden we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you say about that?
I mean, I was actually watching a little bit of film on it because I was interested. And based on what you said, because I had this exact thought, you can't really blitz pack like cover 0, cover 1. Like, you don't want to single cover Tyreek Hill like that. You got to keep somebody over there. You know what I mean? So you got to keep guys to, prevent the top of the defense from being taken off because he'll do it. Then if you do try to find a way to take off Tyreek Hill up top, I mean, we got Travis Kelce up under Travis Kelce. Yeah, Travis Kelce eating up under the bottom. Sammy Watkins eating under the bottom. We got easy boxes to run into. Spencer Ware's back. Let him get going. Pat Mahomes can run. He can use his feet. So you can blitz Pat if you want to. It ain't smart. So I feel good, like scheme-wise, personnel, talent, all that, man. Kansas City can be scary, but we got to see it come together, though.
And the thing is, Tyreek Hill, he continues to improve at the wide receiver position. Now, he's a guy that came into the league. I thought he was just all speed and great speed at that, but he's really turning into a better route runner, becoming a little more deceptive with his routes as well. Is there anything specific that you're seeing from Tyreek Hill that indicates he's showing a lot of progression?
I mean, when you fast on everybody, you don't have to run great routes. You know what I mean, most like the 9 route keeps you honest. You know, if you can run a devilish 9 route, it'll keep you honest. So of course, man, let me back up and give Tyreek Hill a little space here. That turns into hitches. That turns into slants, outs, posts. Then that turns into yak. So good luck. I mean, Tyreek doesn't blow you away technically, but he shouldn't because his talent kind of overlaps that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that all makes sense. All right, with that said, let's move on to your favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys had their struggles in their 16-8 loss to the Carolina Panthers. Now, personally, I don't think it's over for the Cowboys, but I was not encouraged with their Week 1 performance. What do you think? What did you see?
I don't really get along with a lot of Cowboys fans. If I could filibuster for a minute, I don't get along with Cowboys fans. There's 2 factions of them. There's the 80%, then there's the 20%. I'm in the 20 somewhere. We're rational. We think things through. We don't get emotional. But the 80, they just say what they heard on TV. They say what they heard somebody else say. They overreact and they panic. These 80%, these people, they watch a game one time and think they know everything about everything that happened. You don't even get the full view with the darn with the darn broadcast view. You know what I mean? So I actually got angry. Like I got mad at Twitter because when people is low hanging fruit, when they don't have anybody else to point the finger at, they say coaching. Oh, it's on coaching. So I did a 2-hour and 30-minute live stream, MJ, because I was angry. I did a 2-hour and 50-minute live stream, and we did nothing but watch offense every single play. No editing, no breaks, no filter. And I showed a lot of we need to get to second level blocks. We can't put Dak Prescott in 2nd and 15, 3rd and 20. We can't have holding penalties when we convert to first downs. Defense played great. They executed. People were somehow worried about Connor Williams because they saw him get beat 3 times. Dontari Poe is a gangster. And if Connor Williams plays 67 or so snaps and he only lost to Dontari Poe 3 times, cool. Fine. You know what I mean? But his down blocks were cool. He angled, did hat on hat. He stalemated a lot, but that's okay. He just didn't give up a lot of ground. He got to second level pretty good. And that's the big thing. We didn't get to Luke Kuechly a lot. La'el Collins had a terrible game. Nobody will tell you that, though. La'el Collins, he'll get so caught up in his one-on-one fights that he won't get to second level. He'll get caught up in these gap exchanges and somebody will run free. Shaq Thomas ran free a bunch because La'el couldn't get to second level. I'm not just blowing hot air. I did a 2-hour, 50-minute live stream. You can go see it on my channel. And also here, another thing that people are not going to point the finger at, Zeke got to slow down a bit. Now, Zeke is a notorious slow starter. He likes to get the ball and be Superman. But after about week 2 or week 3, we see Zeke start to slow down and get a little more patience. It's been about 8 plays that I highlighted on the film session. If Zeke just slows down and let things develop, let guys get to second level, let this combo happen, he'll have it wide open, cutting it back because everybody's so afraid they're flowing front side with him. The cutback's there. Get your yards. But people only look at the broadcast view. People listen to the peanut gallery. People listen to the other 80% that only watch the game one time via broadcast view. So that's why I did the 2-hour, 50-minute situation. I think we'll be fine moving forward. Something that I really want to, put into perspective, and I don't want to make this is not an excuse because you asked me, right? But Dak only threw 3 passes the entire preseason. And Zeke hadn't played football since last January. You know what I mean? Tyron Smith took some breaks because he had to heal up. Zach Martin was kind of hurting in the preseason. He took some breaks. He had to heal up. We need a little cohesion there. We need a little continuity there. Let the offense kind of get together because there was a spurt of greatness in that 4th quarter. Everybody was executed. We didn't do nothing different in that 1st quarter than we did the 4th quarter. Guys just executed. I ain't mean to filibuster all on your show.
No, it's fine. No, go ahead.
I've been fussing with people for 3 days about this, MJ. You got to understand, man.
So then do you then blame Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones for their decision not to play? No, so you don't blame them for the decision not to play Zeke and Dak Prescott and more of the offense in preseason?
Oh, because if Zeke lays down and go out, you would be even more mad. I've been telling people all day, good thing we play 16. Good thing we play 16. If you lose Zeke in the preseason for 6 weeks, you'll be sick as a dog. But if you bring him back, let him use week 1 to get acclimated. I mean, in 2014, when we made the playoffs, we lost the first game then. In 2016, we made the playoffs, we lost the first game then. We're a slow starting team. We don't play in the preseason. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Sean Lee already got to walk around in bubble wrap, and he missed some reads. He missed a few tackles. There's a term called midseason form, and it exists for a reason. People got to get there. Cam Newton played, 6 quarters in the preseason? It was a clear difference. I ain't making excuses. Carolina Panthers were the better team that day. They won, but I'm not emotional because I know what happened. Good thing we played 16.
So then what are you expecting this upcoming week? Are you expecting for a lot of those issues to be fixed, for it to be completely fixed, or because it's a big divisional game coming up against the New York Giants, so that is a battle for the bottom of the NFC East coming up this Sunday Night Football?
The Giants ain't no scrub, but it just depends on if we got into our groove. And I think in the fourth quarter we saw some things just magically start to happen. People act like the coaches don't make adjustments or whatnot. Well, Cam Newton was eating us up in the zone read. Adjustment. Cam stopped eating us up in the zone read. Dak didn't run any zone read concepts. Well, let's let Dak run the ball a little bit. We got a touchdown for Dak Prescott run the football. It's some other point I wanted to make too, man. So they wanted to stack the box. Well, how do we adjust to stacking the box? Well, let's line up 4 wide, see what happens. Okay, now they got to account for guys. Spread that thing out, isolate Luke Kuechly. We ran a little better, you know what I mean? So I think we're going to take those things. We're going to take that experience, that continuity. We walked out healthy. I think we'll be fine week 2.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I currently have the Giants beating the Cowboys, unfortunately. I think they have, we were talking about, I think they're a little bit more in sync right now. I do think the Cowboys would definitely ramp it up later on in the season, but I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late when it comes down to things. All right, so next topic, Sam Darnold. He had his rookie debut against the Detroit Lions, and he played well. But I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I think people are actually overrating his performance against the Detroit Lions. He was accurate. He was crisp, but I don't think we saw enough to say I'm a Sam Darnold fan. I think he is the franchise quarterback from the New York Jets, but I don't think we saw enough to say, oh, yeah, that sample size that we saw proves that this guy is definitely going to be good. He had that great 40-yard touchdown. So I want to say Quincy Enunwa, or maybe it was someone else, and I'm forgetting. That great 40-yard touchdown, the pick 6, obviously, your start. And then from there, if you take everything, take those out, that was about 140 yards there, maybe 14 of 19, which is very good, but I don't think it was as good as everyone thinks it was. I think it was a solid B performance, but not this A+ performance people were saying. What do you think?
So, just another one of my quarterback ones, by the way. I'm not patting myself on the back end of the day. I feel what you're saying. I get it. And it's easy to overrate it based on how the Jets beat the hell out the Lions. It feels kind of overrated-y. But what I was looking at, though, like we knew Sam had the arm talent. We knew he had the accuracy, man. But what I was looking at, he got the throws out on time, and he was poised when things broke down. That's most important. That's what you don't really see from a lot of rookie quarterbacks, man. You know, we see things break down. Oh, I got to throw it away. I got to get rid of it. Oh, I got to. Sam looked pressure in the eye. Took a small step to the left, a step up in the pocket, avoided the pressure, side on the ball, got the ball out quick, got the ball there on time, didn't take the sack. Boys, he didn't panic. He threw his pick 6. That's Sam Darnold, though. What you gonna do? That's what we saw on film. That's the guy from USC. We know he still got to overcome that. First start ever. But we saw him get the ball out on time, and we saw him look adversity in the face. We saw him look the blitz in the face, and he got the ball out. He got it out on time, and he was poised when he did it. That's the most impressive that I was most impressed with. I mean, the arm talent cool, the touchdowns cool. Him scrambling is fine. We all knew that. But things change when those lights come on and you on Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football? Sunday Night Football?
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. It's different when lights come on, you know?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I did like his mobility in the pocket. I did like his ability to move around and the poise you were talking about, faced with pressure when the Lions occasionally sent it. They should have sent more of it to me. You're going against Sam Darnold, rookie quarterback, and he has a decent, repertoire around him. He has the running back duo, Bilal Powell and Isaiah Crowell. He has Quinton Newman back at wide receiver, Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kearse. Don't have a tight end. I don't know why they refuse to get a tight end, but I like the way the Jets are built right now, and I like Sam Darnold overall. I think he was my QB1, so I think he will be the best quarterback out of this 2018 NFL draft class. But when Colin Cowherd wants to get on his show and see, this is why Sam Darnold was the best, I'm like, I don't think so. I think you could have put any, almost any of the quarterbacks of the top four on that Jets team that night, and they would have won, because the way the Lions came out and played on their side of the ball was just ridiculous, and they have entire offensive issues that are just absurd. And with that said, let's just get into that. Now, I haven't rewatched the game. Oh, go ahead. Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
You're a Titans fan, right?
That's correct.
Is that a Titans hat or is that a Steelers hat in your background right there? I ain't calling you out.
Okay, that's my roommate, by the way. That's my roommate's bed. That's his hat, not mine.
You kick that guy out, man. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
Yeah. Okay. So with that said, Lions, I haven't rewatched the tape yet, so I don't know what was going down offensively. Is there anything you saw that can indicate what the hell happened offensively with them, or were the offensive breakdowns, miscommunications? I mean, I saw Matthew Stafford's 4 interceptions. I think 3 were on him. If you look at the all 22 film, then maybe perhaps you can see, well, he was expecting certain guys to run a little bit different routes, so they weren't exactly in the right spots. But from what I saw, broadcast wise, it looked like it was on him, and he just had a bad day. Did you see the same thing?
I feel like sometimes Matt puffs his chest out and he has to take control. It feels like he has to take control or take things in his own hands. I think this is supposed to be a new Lions offense. They went to go get a gang offensive lineman, man. They got TJ Lang, Ricky Wagner. They drafted Frank Ragnow, the kid from Oregon, Terrell Crosby. They got a lot of, they want to run the football. Then they went to go draft a gangster and Kerryon Johnson from Auburn, you know what I mean? So the idea of the offense is run the daggum football and Matt Stafford throw when the opportunity's there. Throw when you get favorable coverage. Now, we know Matt can go out and throw this thing 50 times a game and they can compete, but they've been looking for efficiency this year. So when none of this happens, when all this breaks down or whatever, okay, Matt, you got to save our life again. But they didn't game plan on that. They didn't game plan for Matt Stafford to save their life. They game plan on running the football and taking what the defense gives them. So I do think Matt just tried to play Superman a little bit too much there. But that's what he's supposed to do. They pay him big bucks to play Superman, but it didn't work this time. They'll be fine next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion now whether or not Matthew Stafford is overrated. I personally don't believe so. I mean, he will have his occasional bad game. Everyone does. The numbers he's been putting up for the Detroit Lions, I mean, Jesus Christ, you know how hard it is to go in and be a consistent franchise quarterback for the Detroit Lions. This is asking a lot. Okay, so the numbers he's put up over the past number of seasons, now I wish he could beat more good teams. He's like 6-52 against winning teams. Now, that's bad, but I think if they ever gave this guy a really good defense, and he's had a couple, I think when they went 11-5, they had a good defense. He's had a couple, 11-5 the second time, not the first time. He had a good defense, but it's just not consistent there on both sides of the ball. It's unfortunate, but until they can finally find that, Matthew Stafford will never be able to even get close to stiffing a Super Bowl.
Yeah, true. I mean, I like Stafford, and I don't think there's a quarterback that can win by himself. Like we need game plan to be together. We need the supporting cast to be together. We went to give him the offensive line. We gave him the running back. Let's use that stuff now. Let's put those puzzle pieces together, use them, and be more effective. Because I got Kerryon Johnson on my bench on my fantasy team, and I would love him to get all the carries because he's better than everybody else.
Yep, that's correct. So with that said, let's get into my hot take of 2018 entering 2018. And I want to know your assessment of my assessment of quarterback Deshaun Watson. I believe he is a fraud. I believe his rookie season was completely fraudulent. It was a small sample size of really abnormal quarterback production. But when I watched the tape, He took a lot of chances. He should have had more interceptions than he did. He was able to hit the big plays when they were there, and that was very impressive. But that he cannot rely and really sustain an entire career consistently looking down the field for those big plays. And this season, he will statistically regress to the mean at best. And I saw that against the New England Patriots. He was struggling making reads early in that game because they were taking away a lot of the things that he likes to look for. And he still ended up with a very high yards per attempt. That's his move. He looks a little too far downfield to me. And also, usually the Texas wide receiver core, they don't have a lot of wide receivers that are able to do a lot of stuff underneath. Anyway, it's like DeAndre Hopkins and then a bunch of scrubs. So I understand that. What is your assessment of Deshaun Watson? Because I think, like me, you were very concerned with the accuracy and the things you saw coming out of college. He came in and he was a gangbuster, 19 touchdowns in 6.5 games. That was insane. Do you think that was real? Do you think we're going to see that? Do you think, like I do, that no, he will pull back this season? What is going to be the fate of Deshaun Watson? Am I being biased? People think I'm being biased as a Titans fan, or am I onto something here?
You know, people call me a hater when I said this. This is what Deshaun Watson did really well last year, because I'm going to grill him after this. He was able to keep plays alive with his feet. And when you can avoid pass rush, you have a shot in this league. He did something that Brock Osweiler didn't do. Something that what's my man Brian Hoyer didn't do, that Tom Savage didn't do. He got the ball to Nuke. Get the ball to Nuke. When in doubt, spam that damn square button. Spam it. Get the ball to Nuke. You know what I mean? And Nuke saved them a bunch. Will Fuller, being faster than the dude in front of him, saved him a bunch. I don't think Bill O'Brien got enough credit for scheming Deshaun Watson. I would see people say, oh, look at Deshaun Watson moving that safety. I think moving safety is more of a natural thing. I think Bill O'Brien said, hey, when we're running this and we throwing deep to Will Fuller, look this way first, then look this way and throw it to Will Fuller. A lot of those things got coached into Deshaun Watson. Deshaun ain't manipulating safeties by himself. He ain't doing Sunday. He ain't doing Sunday. When they gave him more of the offense, we saw things from Deshaun Watson. My biggest concerns about him, well, he reads half the field at a time. He's a bit inaccurate. He doesn't really have the arm talent. Those were my big things. He had some elementary reads there. We saw those reads start to break down. We saw him. I even saw people say, oh, Voch, that's just the Patriots. That don't count for real. You saw him overthrow wide open people. Who was the big tight end that's 6'8" that's hard to overthrow? And he overthrew him anyway. Like, you saw those types of things, right? You saw, you know how when you see Pat Mahomes make a bad decision, he'll kind of see something, then just force a ball where he saw something late, but he saw it. If you watch the Patriots versus the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson will see something, miss it, panic, hold the ball, get sacked or run, or make a bad throw. Or if he saw it, he'll make a bad throw. I got hated on for saying this. Well, Voch, what about his production in 2017? That's exactly what it was. It was production. Spam the square button. Oh, Will Fuller is running, he's one-on-one with this dude. I'm going to pick my shot there. I'm going to run and I'm going to scramble. Nuke saved Deshaun Watson a bunch last year. That's why I give Nuke credit as I don't want to say the best receiver in football, but he made Deshaun's job very easily. I want to give you credit, MJ, if I can clap for you for a sec, because you made film watching points. Yes, he should have had a lot more interceptions than he had. Nuke's a hell of a DB too. Deshaun he'll put it up in the air and we'll see what happens. When he put those points up on the Seahawks, when he put the points up on New England, he closed his eyes and he flung it. And thank God Nuke and Will Fuller came down with it. Yeah, the solid little rank game. Deontay Foreman was a little better than Miller, in my opinion. The guys on the other side played defense. It was easy for Deshaun Watson. Bill Belichick went, fix you up, didn't he? Hit you with a small little read, a little funky blitz. You wasn't ready for it. Next thing you know, you looking up, you panic, you get sacked. I think that's going to be the future for Deshaun Watson, man. And it's not hating. It's just what we saw on film in Clemson. People want to talk about arm talent. Remember at the end of the game when he had to make that one throw at the end and it didn't make it as far as we thought it was going to go? I'm not hating on Deshaun Watson. People just really picked on me because he did well last year. It takes 3 years to really evaluate a quarterback. You know what I mean? But go ahead, MJ.
I mean, that's true. And again, maybe would be wrong, but if we're wrong, it's because this is the one case of a quarterback that does not display the traits that you need to see in terms of consistently moving the ball down the field by reading defenses, by diagnosing plays at the line of scrimmage, by actually moving guys, by going up and diagnosing it and seeing what's going on. And, okay, I'm going to throw it here. This is the coverage that's going on here. And throwing the ball consistently, accurately, which you cannot do. It'll be the first time in the history of NFL history that has ever happened. A guy that cannot do those things has come onto the scene, but just as you said, will throw the ball up to, Nuke Hopkins and etc., and just consistently gets lucky, consistently gets these touchdowns and these touchdowns. I think eventually, and it's probably happening right now, and I hope the Titans can do it this week, although I think he's just going to run on us enough to beat us anyway. Just have the safeties over the top. Do your best to cover Nuke, limit Will Fuller's, 9 routes, and then I think he's in damn trouble.
Just the funny part about it. I saw the Patriots line up, nickel cover 1. They had one high man on man with Nuke, and they dared him to throw it.
Yeah.
They dared Deshaun to throw it. They just blitzed him. They blitzed him, and they dared him to throw it. And he kept his head down because he kept missing reads, and he panicked, he ran, or got sacked. I saw it. You watched the game. You saw Nuke like.
Yeah, exactly.
Nuke was frustrated, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's missing them, but it's whatever.
Nuke was frustrated. Bill O'Brien was frustrated. It did not look like the superstar. This is a superstar quarterback. It did not look like a superstar quarterback that was out there playing. It looked like a rookie quarterback. That's how he was being treated. That's what the play he was putting forward. And I think we're going to continue to see this. I hope to God the Titans are able to continue to display this. But if you don't, I think you're going to see other teams. They're going to have the Eagles coming up. They're going to have other tough teams coming up that will display that. I'm very interested to see. It's going to be a very fascinating story. If this goes the way we think it's going to go, let this be a lesson learned to everyone. Put on the damn tape, okay? Don't just box score scout. Put on the damn tape. Watch the play. Watch the players. Watch how they play. Watch the trace that they're displaying, and then we'll see. Hey, look, the history is still to be written. I'm still giving him a shot. And, as for right now, you can still say I've been wrong on this kid, but I think you're going to start to see what we're talking about.
Hey, man, I thought I couldn't cuss on your show. Hell yeah, check out the damn tape. What? Hell
yeah, you can cuss as long as there's no, we're PG-13. Let's say that. We're PG-13.
Hell yeah, get on the damn tape. Hell wrong with y'all.
All right, with that said, let's move on. Next game to discuss. What should we discuss next? Let's go to the Seahawks for a little bit. Seahawks, what do you think about them? Do you think they are in trouble as well? Are their days of making the playoffs over?
I don't think they're going to be an amazing team. I think they're living off old bodies, if I can give a hood expression for a moment there. I think it was just so strange. They go into the draft with a first-round pick, no second, no third, and they pretend like they didn't have problems at the offensive line. They pretend like Russell wasn't just running for his life the whole time with Will Hernandez and Isaiah Wynn sitting on the board, just sitting there waiting to be picked by somebody. And they picked the 3rd-round running back, Rashad Penny, which was interesting to me. He ain't even starting. Chris Carson starting or something like that?
That's right. Yeah, that's great.
That's wild to me. They probably should have shored up their offensive line, man. I mean, you look at Indianapolis, the Quinn Nelson, man, the addition of him, the Save Luck campaign makes such a difference. Just one less dude chasing the hell out your quarterback makes such a difference, man. And, they had a solid game this week, Seattle. They had a solid blocking performance, man. They need guys. They're going to get into that gauntlet. They're going to run into Chandler Jones. They're going to run into Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. It's going to be strange for them. They're going to have to overcome that. DeForest Buckner and Armstead going to show up in town, Solomon Thomas, and they're going to have to block those guys. And I don't think they're going to be able to. Earl Thomas need to come on to Dallas and quit playing. We played them week 3. So we can get that game out the way. Come to Dallas week 4, we can call it even. But I don't think the Seahawks going to be amazing this year, man. I mean they lost to Denver, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
They lost to Denver. So, hey, come on, man. I don't really see too much from Denver.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like the end of an era for the Seattle Seahawks. And Pete Carroll, after the game, was actually saying he expected more of Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson did have a couple of picks in the game. Maybe he didn't play his best, but this is all you got right now. You take Russell Wilson off that team, I think we're talking about a 3-13, maybe 4-12 team. He's the only thing that's keeping them alive. And I'm a huge Russell Wilson fan. He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. To me, how he somehow got over 30 touchdowns last season is incredible to me. Using Jimmy Graham and Doug Baldwin, and that was pretty much it. So, and I don't know how you felt about Rashad Penny. I thought it was a reach, and like you said, they didn't address the offensive line. And
third round pick, he's a third round pick to me, man. I think it was better running backs on the board than Rashad Penny.
Yeah, exactly. And they just keep having just odd draft choices that were working for them early into their reign, and then just have absolutely faded late. Their draft classes have not been up to par. They have to rebuild, actually, I think, in Seattle right now because it's not working out, but we'll see how they do.
I'll tell you what, I love Shaquem Griffin.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Shaquem Griffin, let that man cover the tight end, let him run around and chase and tackle people, then you line them up on third downs, let them pass rush. Can't beat that.
All right, last scripted topic. Josh Allen, he is scheduled to start this week against the Los Angeles Chargers. Voch, do you think it's too early? Do you think they should hold off on Allen? Is he ready? How will he perform in week 2 and moving forward?
I think I'd be done with Nasty Nate, man. I'm pretty much done with him. You got a young guy. You ain't gonna win no games, no way. Put young Josh Allen in there, let him mess up, let him get whooped, let him learn the game on the fly. Because he has the same type of syndrome that Pat Mahomes has. Just Pat's a lot more accurate. Pat has a lot more control. I think he's an overall better quarterback, but as far as like arm talent, can move. We just need you to tame this. You know what I mean? Josh Allen got those same kind of traits. So give him full speed games to play in. Let him get chased. Let him get sacked. Let him get picked off 80 times. I mean, I'm starting whatever team, whatever defense playing against the Bills every week. So let's run it. But let him get picked off so he can know what throws he can and cannot make. And I think he'll be fine next year or the year after that, maybe. He's gonna be terrible this year though. But he could be cool. He could be better than Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate garbage, you know what I mean? But let him fly. Let young Josh fly. It's a perfect time to start.
Yeah, Josh Allen is a quarterback that, to me, I would have liked to have sat for the entire season if possible. To really,
you had no choice.
Yeah, but they have no choice, and if they have no one to blame but themselves, I mean, they should have kept Tyrod Taylor. Keep Tyrod Taylor, draft Josh Allen, that's fine, and then they'd be fine. But they decided to go down this horrible route. I mean, I've never seen a team go from making the playoffs, not losing many weapons, to instantly being one of the worst teams in the league, or at least regarded as so. I mean, the Bills are getting absolutely no respect. They're at home against the Chargers. Chargers might be a playoff team. Might. Probably in some people's eyes, but might. And they're 7.5-point underdogs at home. I mean, that's a ridiculous line there. That's only if they face the Patriots in New England. Patriots probably like 2 touchdown favorites, maybe more than that. So they're regarded right now as one of the worst teams in the league, and the quarterback position is one of the reasons why LaShawn McCoy is regressing as well, and so is some of their pieces defensively. So it's just ugly in Buffalo right now. Hopefully Josh Allen can actually do well. My sense on Josh Allen, again, I didn't watch too much 2018 draft film because I was really busy this spring, but I see a lot of traits that I like. I mean, he has this huge frame. He's mobile. He has that rocket arm, but sometimes that gets him in trouble. I remember one preseason play. He was rolling out to his left. He was trying to hit a guy on an out of maybe a 5-6 yard out, and he just slinged it with the most arm strength I've ever seen anyone throw on a 5-6 yard out. No chance in hell of it being caught. I don't know. I mean, he's very interesting. He's a very interesting guy. He's going to be interesting to watch this upcoming year. A lot of traits that I like, but can he put it all together? That's my question.
When you watch film on Josh, he can make throws nobody else can make. It was against like Boise State, left hash, smash concept. They had a too high, whatever, smash concept to the right sideline, right before he hit the pylon, touchdown, back in the end zone. Perfect dime. Had the like 40 yards though. You know what I mean? Like he was on his 40. You know what I'm saying? Like he a lot of guys can't make that throw. However, slant, he throws it to the free safety. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's what you getting from Josh. People like to make the jokes, man. They had the little quarterback competition. He threw it over the damn net. People like to make that little joke. And it's cool. It's funny. I like to laugh too. Ha ha, he. You know what I mean? But Josh could be fine. Give him a solid defense. Shady's there. You're gonna need a new running back soon. Run game, maybe get him some solid receivers that can take advantage of his arm strength, his arm talent, or whatnot. Then maybe you'll have a conversation. If not, chalk it up to the game, draft a new guy in a couple years. Tua Tagovailoa is a gangster. I want the Cowboys to get him. I want to franchise Dak one more year and do what we can and go get Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, yeah, I love Tua right now. Tua's looking like an absolute beast. I don't even know why there's a quarterback controversy right now in Alabama.
Shouldn't be. It's not. It's not. They're just politics. Jalen he's the upperclassman. He's won some rings, and you just can't disrespect Jalen, but there's levels to this.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
Tagovailoa in the game and quit playing and quit taking them out.
Exactly. All right, with that said, let's open it up to questions in the chat. Please leave questions in the chat, and we will answer them. One that I saw that I want to answer because he kept asking it. And it's a good topic. Is Corey Davis a bust? I'll take this one first as a Titans fan. He's not a bust yet. I don't think he will be a bust either. He's trending in the right direction. He did have 62 receiving yards yesterday. But right now, it's just not coming together in terms of this offense, in terms of his understanding of the offense, in terms of his rapport with quarterback Marcus Mariota. And that's fine. If that's the case, that's fine. Get him in space. Throw him a wide receiver screen. Give him simple routes to throw or simple routes to run and get him the ball in space because in space, Corey Davis is very special. So it's a mixture of two things. Him not understanding the offense because whenever he and Mariota, whenever they're in contact, it doesn't go well most of the time. I don't know why in terms of real games, training camp, whatever. They look good at training camp, but in the damn games, it doesn't damn work.
Hell no, it don't work. Damn, hell no, it don't work. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but I think it's just Corey Davis. Mariota, as far as everything I've seen, he has a great understanding of the offense, the best understanding of the offense, maybe next to like Delaney Walker. So he needs to improve. He needs to work on his craft in this offense, find his role in this offense, and we're going to need him now. And I'm expecting him to perform now. If only none other than he's going to have to, because now with Delaney Walker out, someone's going to have to step up. Someone is going to have to do that. And Rashard Matthews is not in football shape right now. I went back and I watched the tape from week 1. He's not running at the same speed he normally does, and he's not even very fast normally. It's going to have to be him because Mariota, although he's not a very prolific passer, he'll throw for 3,600 passing yards. That's going to have to go to somebody. So I'm expecting Corey Davis to have a 1,000-yard season this year. If he does not, I'd be very shocked and very disappointed. And Taywan Taylor, they're still not playing. Only 9 snaps for Taywan Taylor this past week. It's all on Corey Davis. If we're going to have a shot in hell of making the playoffs, it's because Corey Davis had an 1,100-yard season. It could be coming. I hope it's coming, but he's going to have to get it together right now.
Short answer, the receiver position is built upon separation. Can you get away from people and catch football? Corey Davis, just based on the film I saw, Corey Davis can separate in multiple ways. He can run away from people. He can jump over people. He can muscle people. He's a nuanced route runner. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways that Corey Davis could beat you. Why is it not happening? You the Titans fan. You probably watching a little closer than me. There may be something going on schematically. Maybe Marcus don't like him. I don't know. We'll see. But I think Corey Davis has the physical tools to be great. Does he need a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers or something like that? He may be one of those guys, but I think Corey Davis can get it done with Marcus Mariota. We just we got to see. I'm a huge Corey Davis fan. I was pro draft Corey Davis that early. I would like to see him put it together now. He was injured last season. It's week 1 now. I don't like really making judgments based off 1 week. You know what I mean? They play 16 games for a reason, 15 to go. I want to see what Corey Davis looks like in midseason for him, assuming that he stays healthy.
All right, so first question. Someone wants to know our thoughts on Joe Mixon's first game. And I haven't gone back and watched the Bengals game yet, but I like the stat line. He had over 5 yards a carry. And he didn't have a very high yards per carry last season, so I like the increase there. And whenever I did see them on red zone, he was having some nice runs running in between the tackles, looked strong, looked good. So I liked his first game. I'm encouraged by Joe Mixon.
The only reason I watched the Bengals game because I was watching Quentin Nelson play. I was watching for Quentin Nelson. I never would have saw Joe Mixon if it weren't for Quentin Nelson. But Joe looked like the Joe that we wanted last year. Marvin Lewis, he's an idiot. He likes to be extra. He wants to incorporate Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill and kind of make that committee type deal. Let Joe Mixon be your bell cow. Give him the ball and let him fly. And we see the fruits of that paying off. So salute to Joe Mixon. I think he's going to be great this year.
Adonde Scrubs asked, will Le'Veon Bell be traded, and if so, to whom and for what? At MJ, the Oladipo boy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tackle that. I think he's going to get traded. I think this situation right now is dire, and it's unfortunate because I had the Steelers making the Super Bowl, and I don't know if they're going to make it without him. But it just looks ugly right now. The Steelers players, they're turning their backs on Le'Veon. They think that he's betraying them. I'm not sure if he could even walk back in the locker room tomorrow and be well received. It's getting ugly. I think they're going to have to trade him or just keep him on the bench. But I think a trade is likely to happen.
Get your money, Le'Veon. Quit playing with these people. Whatever they find you, you're gonna make back in signing bonus when you get back, when you get to your new team, to your new house. Don't worry about it. You can't just assume that the Steelers are gonna do right by Le'Veon Bell. Example: Ryan Shazier barely walking right now. You think Pittsburgh Steelers gonna say, well, Ryan, if you was playing, we would have gave you this number. We're gonna give you that even though you ain't playing. We're gonna give you that off good faith and just hope you get healthy again. No. They're gonna use Ryan Shazier's injury as leverage. And people want to hit me with the Steelers showed a sign of good faith of converting his salary to signing bonus. Well, that's $8 million not on their salary cap. They gained something there. I don't want to hear this two-way thing. Like, if you want to help Shazier, help him. Don't gain something. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it like that. Pay Le'Veon Bell, because the minute he goes out there against the Browns, Myles Garrett grabs him funny and he breaks his ankle, you're going to use that as leverage. Then Le'Veon doesn't get his money. Sit out, Le'Veon. You're going to miss out on that paper, fam, but you're going to get that right back in signing bonus. You're going to get your guaranteed money. Le'Veon is young. Le'Veon missed 3 to 4 games every season, so he's probably sat out a whole season total, so he's younger than what he really is in real life. Get your money. Trade him elsewhere. Trade him Cleveland. Who cares? Send Nick Chubb over there and get Le'Veon back as some first round picks.
All right, next question. X Decker X asks, what do you think the Jets will do the rest of the season, and will they make the playoffs? Now, I said in my Jets preview, I had the team going 10-6, but I felt they could do better if other teams got injured and they were able to do a little bit. Oh, my light just cut out. Sorry about that. If they're able to a little bit more, they could win maybe 7 or 8 games. Playoffs, I'm still doubting. Because right now the Ravens and the Bengals are looking strong, although the Titans started out slow. I think they're going to finish well. Jaguars still in the mix. Texans, some would believe, are still in the mix as well. In the AFC West, Chargers, Chiefs, maybe the Broncos, I think, could be sleepers right now. So I still think there's a lot of teams that are better, but I really like where the Jets are headed. And again, we're asking the question, who's going to take over for the Patriots whenever Tom Brady leaves? AFC East looks open to me, unless if Ryan Tannehill takes a huge step forward and actually becomes a franchise quarterback for the Dolphins, or maybe Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. I'm already starting to believe that the New York Jets are starting to put themselves in position to do something. So I like where the Jets are trending in terms of a franchise. Playoffs this season, I don't think so. A little too early.
I don't know, man. What am I, Vostradamus or something? What am I, Cleo Lombardi or something? I can't see into the future. We don't know. I mean, Brady's in that division. Bill's going to be trash. Dolphins going to be beatable. This is one game. It's one game. Ask me in week 6 and I have a better idea about how good the Jets really are or are not. MJ, I know you told me I gotta give you something, but
I told him right before the show, because Voch usually doesn't like to make predictions on his channel, but that's all we do over here. All we do on this channel is just say outlandish shit and hope we're right.
This is what I learned about being a YouTuber. People ask my opinion just to see if I'm gonna be wrong about it. I'm good, fam. I don't see into the future. I don't know. The Jets will be fine. They play a good defense. Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. Sam is gonna keep it interesting. Hey, maybe they should get Le'Veon Bell. Ooh, they're maybe an elite running back away. Go draft some receiver or something and make it nasty for. Go get Dez Bryant. Next thing you know, the Jets got some weapons, man. So who knows? We'll see.
Jesse Lende asks, will Jameis be traded? And if so, where? Oh, man. So, again, this is my sense on Jameis Winston. I've been saying this over and over and over again. So you can go back and watch some of my previous videos, either my week one recap or I think I talked about it in my Bucs season preview as well. Look, I think Jameis is too talented to be given up on at this point. I think he's already shown enough production at this point to be traded. I just think that's just crazy to me. And look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise. I mean, let's say the best case scenario. This is a best case scenario. Ryan Fitzpatrick has a similar season that he had with the New York Jets, in which they went 10-6. He was able to bring the Bucs to 10-6. Even in the difficult NFC, let's say he's able to do that. They make the playoffs. They're one and done. They compete, maybe almost beat the division-winning Atlanta Falcons or New Orleans Saints or even the Carolina Panthers, but they lose, and that's it. So great. The Bucs made the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, right? It's been about 10 years. Yay. Okay, so in terms of us moving towards a Super Bowl, are we closer or farther away? Because I argue you're farther away. You don't have your franchise quarterback. You just benched him for the entire year. What are you going to do next year? You're going to a quarterback competition, Ryan Fitzpatrick versus Jameis Winston. Or are you going to trade Winston in the offseason? Let's say you trade him. You're going to go for it over the next upcoming years, Ryan Fitzpatrick being your starting quarterback. The move for the Buccaneers in terms of moving towards the Super Bowl, which should be the goal, you stick with Winston for now. Okay, and if he proves to come back and he's worse than Fitzpatrick, then you can discuss a trade in the offseason. But for that trade, I'm going to need a first-round pick from a high team, from a team picking high in the draft. I'm going to need that because we're going to have to find a new guy. And we better be damn confident in that guy because we have a NFL talent. There's so many quarterbacks that are taken that are not NFL talents. As long as Jameis keeps his head on straight, he is going to be in the league starting for 10 years. Okay, for 10 years, he has enough talent for that. That's my stance on Jameis Winston. And if he gets traded, I don't know where. I mean, I already called out two teams. One, I think, is more likely than the other, and that's the New York Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both, the problem with both, they're already dedicating a lot of money to the quarterback position. Eli Manning saw his contract. Blake Bortles, they just give him one. So the money may not work out. So you may have to do a switch there, which would be ugly. But that's the two that I identify right now because I think of the Giants. If you combine Jameis Winston with Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham, and now you have Jameis, yes, in New York, but in a completely different environment away from Florida where he's having a lot of problems, I'm scared of the New York Giants over the next 10 years.
Let me look into the future. I can see Jameis with Pittsburgh when Ben Roethlisberger retires.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Who knows? I think Ben is going to retire. Le'Veon's going to get traded to another team. AB is going to be like, what the hell, man? He's going to get out the paint. I think it's going to be wide open for Pittsburgh to be a new team. Why not Jameis? But that's me looking into the future, though. That's just me.
I mean, that would be ridiculous. The Jameis with Antonio Brown and Mike Tomlin also hopefully still being the head coach. That would be a hell of a trio in Pittsburgh. Someone else asked our thoughts on Marcus Mariota. Voch, I'm gonna let you take this one because they already know my thoughts on Marcus. What do you see from Marcus? Is he the guy? Are you concerned? What's going on with Marcus Mariota?
Do you re-sign Marcus Mariota after this year?
He has a 5th-year option next year. It's already been picked up.
What about after that, though?
After that, I mean, it's up for grabs right now. We don't know.
So he's good till about 2020.
Yeah.
MJ, let me ask you something. What you think about Tua Tagovailoa, MJ? And you know, because look, you know, he's been wanting to follow Marcus. Like he didn't go to Oregon like Marcus. But he been wanting to follow Marcus. What if we get Marcus out the paint and put Tua Tagovailoa in Tennessee? What you think about that?
Right, so we've been going from one Polynesian quarterback to another, and the one followed the other heavily.
I was never ridiculously high on Marcus Mariota, especially in the draft process. I always thought James was better, but I thought both guys could use a little work. I thought James was smarter, but Tua Tagovailoa, he's a different. He's a
There's gonna
different.
be a whole Tua sweepstakes, though. I mean, we're already projecting. Jesus Christ, you say you don't want to be Voch Dominus. We're talking about 2020.
2020 draft class is gonna be ridiculous. Like the quarterbacks we got this year. The ones we got last year are nothing compared to what 2020 is going to be. I'm just letting you know. So I'm counting up my Dak Prescott years. I say, cool, give Dak a franchise tag and cut him so he can be trash and trade the farm up to go get. So I really feel that way. The other kid, Jake Fromm from Georgia, the kid in Penn State could play. The kid in Florida State can come out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys, MJ. We'll see, though.
We'll see.
But basically saying you ain't got all the faith of Marcus Mariota now, dude. You ain't got all the faith.
You know, me, I think he's the guy. And it's so easy to become, fooled. But I think back, I mean, people, Jesus Christ, we have such short-term memory. And remember, people, the Titans had not made the playoffs for 10 years. Marcus Mariota stiff-armed us to the playoffs, and then he almost single-handedly, with the help of Derrick Henry and the defense, won us the playoff game. I mean, that's something that Matthew Stafford hasn't done.
You don't want a Super Bowl with Tua Tagovailoa, MJ.
Maybe, but I look back to those moments, and I still, and 26 touchdowns to 9 interceptions in 2016, and I still believe in him. But that's just me. Yeah, I still believe in Marcus Mariota.
How's my son Harold Landry doing out there in Tennessee?
He's doing good. He missed the first game due to injury, but he looked great in the preseason. Hopefully, he come back this week and make a huge impact because we're going to need him against Deshaun Watson. Let him set the edge.
Are you from Tennessee?
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got the draft out there this year. And,
yeah.
I'm probably gonna show my face, whatever. We should like shake hands and take pictures or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I am.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead with your show, man. Finish with. I just cut you off.
No. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, totally legit. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. All right. So next question. Someone asked about Geronimo Allison. We're not going to talk about Geronimo Allison. I'm sorry. Someone else asked Joe Flacco thoughts on Joe Flacco his season thus far. So I like Joe Flacco. I've always, I like Joe Flacco a lot. I remember, for those of you who've been following me, I've actually been doing this a while. Although I was young, I was in high school doing this. I had the Ravens winning the Super Bowl the year they won the Super Bowl because I have faith in Joe Flacco. I have a long relationship with Joseph Flacco. I think he should continue to start with over Lamar Jackson as long as his fire continues to remain lit under him, and it looks to be pretty lit at the moment. I think he's going to have a good year, maybe a year that brings the Ravens back to the playoffs. I know that's not what I currently have, but if the Titans lose this week, I'm done with them, and I'll be on the Ravens. So I like Joe Flacco. I think he's going to have a good year.
I mean, Flacco ain't better than Marcus Mariota, and we all know who Marcus Mariota is not better than. Tua Tagovailoa. But, I really thought that Baltimore was going to chant Lamar Jackson into the game. You know what I mean? I thought I gave Flacco three and outs before they started to really boo and chant the backup guy after there. But they've been giving Joe his fair shake, and I can't be mad at that. They beat the hell out the Bills. It's the Bills. I think the question was actually framed as Joe Flacco's season so far. I mean, it's week one. We'll see. We'll see when they're not playing the Bills. So we'll see.
Okay, so someone asked when my birthday is. Okay, that's a very nice question. Benjamin Beers, thank you for that. My birthday is October 27, #Scorpio.
Drop some money in that man Patreon for his birthday, man.
Yeah. Dude, do me a favor. And there's a super chat. You can use that super chat too.
The college student, you need it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Someone asked Philip Dorsett under the radar. We're not going to talk about Philip Dorsett. USCF Jaguar asked, are the Lions going to be as bad as they looked against the Jets? No, that's one thing I will say no to. Most likely. I don't like hearing that they're already having problems with Matt Patricia in the locker room. I don't like hearing that. But they're the same team they were last year, man. And they went 9-7. In fact, they're improved On paper, you added in Kerryon Johnson, you added in, I think this season they added in TJ Lang. Maybe it was the season prior, but either way, TJ Lang's there. The offensive line is healthier than it was last year. Taylor Decker, he's at the left tackle position. He's healthy. He's starting right now. They brought in the Garrett Blunt, who's going to come in and vulture the occasional touchdown. They're going to get improved play from Jared Davis, hopefully in the middle of their defense. Ezekiel Ansah, this is another season under his legs. He should be entering his prime right now. They're not going to be as bad as they were as long as these locker room issues are not legit. If they're legit, then they could be in big, big, big trouble. I remember when the Lions went 4-12 in 2012 for damn near no reason. Okay, so you never know with the team. So look out, but I think they should be fine.
What was the question? I'm in the chat box. People ask me a question in the chat box. What was the question?
Are the Lions going to be as bad this season as they looked against the New York Jets?
Let me look at my crystal ball. Let me see my crystal ball. Nah, I think they'll be all right. Now, I will say this: if the Lions are trash, they go like 5-11 or something like that, then it adds to my new quarterback debate. I mean, to my new head coach debate. If everybody's trying to fire Jason Garrett, you just can't bring in new guys and expect to hit on new coaches every time. People see Sean McVay and go, I want a new Sean McVay. But 9 times out of 10, you fire your head coach, you get Vance Joseph in return. You know what I mean? I saw the Bears go like 10-6. They fired Lovie Smith and they've been trash ever since. I mean, I seen Rex Ryan go to the playoffs. He gets fired, just been trash. John Fox. I mean, I seen him win with the Broncos. He lead. Broncos trash. You know what I mean? I wish guys would just stop being so fast to fire the head coach and work on the personnel side of things. Work on the execution side of things. The front office schematics. I'm trying to fire everybody. Y'all ain't qualified for that. They don't pay out enough money to do that. Stop.
I think I'm having some internet issues on my side, so you're kind of cutting out there. Maybe it could just be me in general. Maybe my connection's messing up.
Can you hear me now?
It's chopping in and out. Let me check the stream.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so it's on my end. It's on my end, but it'll be fine. We're almost wrapping up anyway. Last thing I wanted to discuss, actually, I wanted to make a point on your head coaching argument. Here's the thing about head coaches, and everyone wants a new head coach all the time, and, I understand why, but just think about this. Damn near half the league, their coaches have been in the league for a decent amount of time, right? You have Bill Belichick, Marvin Lewis, Mike McCarthy, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Jason Garrett, Ron Rivera, Andy Reid, Mike Zimmer. Well, those guys have been in the league for about 5 years plus, right? That's about, I think I just named anywhere from like 12 to 13 guys right there. Every year we're bringing in 6 new head coaches, right? Of those 7 to 6 new head coaches, if you look back, only 2 of them will stick. I mean, it's the idea that, whenever you bring in a new head coach that, okay, this is going to stop all our problems, is like realistically maybe a 30% chance that's going to be the case. 60%, 70% chance in the next 4 years he's going to be gone. That's what we keep seeing about these NFL head coaches. So I was warning Titans fans, although I have my problems with Mike Mularkey, be careful because you're opening up Pandora's box. And again, I want to see how we look this week, but it looks like the box may not have been too kind to us.
Somebody in your chat box says, Voch, why does Jason Garrett clap after a missed field goal? 2 things. For one, everybody in Nick Saban's coaching tree, they clap when adversity hits the field. They clap their guys back to the sideline. That's a Nick Saban thing. If you watch Alabama, Jalen Hurts go out there and do something stupid, you're going to see Nick Saban clapping, so cut that out. Also, what you want him to cuss? What you want Jason Garrett to say? What you want Jason Garrett to say? Get your trash ass off the field, missing that field goal. What you want Jason Garrett to say on national on Fox, on national TV? What you want him to do? We don't see that. We don't see head coaches reprimanding players in that way. You may look up and catch it, but you don't see guys fussing on TV like that. We don't know what's happening in the locker room. We don't know what's happening off the camera. But just based on the broadcast view, the presentation that Fox and CBS and ABC, NBC is giving us, we don't see guys cussing their players out on the sideline like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look because the first thing we're going to say when we say that, boy, Jason Garrett's losing his composure on the sideline there, then we're going to want to fire Jason Garrett for a whole nother reason. So come on, guys.
All right, and the final question, who was the most overrated and underrated teams heading into the season? Firstly, overrated, again, I think it was the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson is great year. I thought it was overrated. I've been on the record saying this. People thought they were going to make the playoffs. 11-5. Seen people even pick them to win the Super Bowl. Insane. The offense isn't there. They have DeAndre Hopkins and nothing. And DeAndre Hopkins has been an Iron Man. Don't get me wrong, but I think eventually at some point, every wide receiver is going to go down. The minute he goes down, I think it's going to be this year. I mean, it's going to be a stink show. Their offense will be a piece of trash. They have Lamar Miller, who's decent, and their offensive line is in shambles right now. Martinez Rankin is starting at left tackle. Martinez Rankin ain't ready to start at left tackle. So that was most overrated. Underrated to me was the Bengals, because Marvin Lewis, although he has his flaws, he coaches teams to the playoffs. And this is the most talent the Bengals have had, at least in terms of passing repertoire, that they've had under Andy Dalton, right? So Andy Dalton, John Ross, Tyler Boyd, Tyler Eifert back healthy, Joe Mixon at running back with Giovanni Bernard as the backup. That's a decent lineup in their defense. They've been adding to it as William Jackson came back looking like an absolute beast right now. So I like the Bengals to still make the playoffs. I've been on that since before this season.
The Patriots are overrated. They're going to lose the rest of their games. The Cowboys are underrated. We're going to the Super Bowl.
All right, well, with that said, thank you all for tuning into this week 1 analysis with Voch Lombardi. Again, his channel will be down in the description box below. Go subscribe to him. And again, I want to do a lot more of these collaborations, so expect to see a lot more YouTubers on this channel in the upcoming weeks as we discuss the NFL season, hopefully the NBA season as it rolls around. Sports fan entertainment, we are back and we are stronger than ever. Thanks again, Voch, for coming on. Anything you want to plug?
Hey man, follow me on Twitter, Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. If you're a Cowboys fan in doubt, I did a 2-hour and 50-minute film session breaking down everything. If you got questions and a little bit of patience, I'll bring you to the light. Salute, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Doc.
All right, thank you all for watching. This has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out.
Doski Woski.